So today we're doing a team that I've kind of been wanting to do for quite some time, and you guys just don't pick them in the poll, and that's why in the last video I didn't put a poll in the top right hand corner. That's the Kansas City Royals. So we're gonna do them today. We're gonna get this video done, and I'm gonna ask you guys in the comment section if you guys have any like challenges that you want to come up with, or if you guys have any rosters in the roster vault that you think would be a really cool challenge, or if you make rosters of any kind. In the comment section down below, I want you to tell me what rosters those are. Like, give me the username or give me the name of the roster. And if you want to make a roster for a video, I'm gonna start choosing some of the rosters that you guys create and put them in videos, or I might start making videos about them. So if you guys have any challenges, if you guys have any like challenge rosters and you make rosters, go ahead, put them down in the comment section down below. So there we go. That's the comment for today. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy MLB content. And of course, if you missed yesterday's video, it's up here, top corner. Go and give it a watch. And all social media links are down in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, that good stuff. Go and give them a follow. All right, Kansas City Royals time. Kansas City Royals time. So here we go. Yeah, I think that's the normal stuff. And the Kansas City Royals, you know, they're kind of in a weird spot. They're kind of in a weird spot because like their farm system isn't fantastic. The roster isn't fantastic. So let's see what we can do with this team. You know, Duffy, Keller sometimes a glitch in franchise. You got Mike Montgomery, Jacob Junis, Heath Fillmyer, Skoglund, who suspended from PEDs. You got Chris Bubich. Then you got Jorge Lopez, Brady Singer, Daniel Lynch. So a couple like young players with some good potential for sure. Braden Shipley. But for the future, you know, or for winning right now, I should say, not the greatest. We got Tim Hill, Scott Barlow. Sometimes two of my favorite like relievers to kind of pick up that are easy to get. But outside of that, maybe holding caps in the future. But for right now, we probably need to boost that bullpen. Ian Kennedy, yikes. Trevor blows them all. Yikes. We got Salvador Perez, who I know has been a mainstay with the team for quite some time. He's only got 2 years left, and I think that'll be the last 2 years that I rock with them. We got Maybers Valoria, MJ Melendez, two players that I probably would want to take over at catcher if Salvador Perez, we let him walk. First base, Ryan O'Hearn, hit or miss. We'll see if he's a hit. If not, you know, maybe Nick Prado takes over. We'll wait and see. Merrifield, solid, not going anywhere. Nikki Lopez, not a bad backup. We got Dozier at third, which I'm thinking if O'Hearn does poorly, maybe we move Dozier to first and let somebody else take over at third. We do have Michael Franco, Kelvin Gutierrez. Potentially could be the replacement there. Shortstop. This is the thing. I like Mondesi as a player. I think he's got tons of potential. I think he's going to be fantastic. It's just in franchise, his hitting stats don't ever do well. So it's like, do we keep him and hope that he does well, or do we trade him and get someone that is actually going to do well? I don't know yet. Bobby Witt Jr. is down there as well. He could feature potentially. Left field, we definitely need someone that can hit the ball, because both of these guys, as much as I like Brett Phillips, met him in real life, good dude, in MLB The Show, just doesn't have those stats to really translate to a good franchise player. And then, of course, in center field, upgrade. Soler, not going anywhere. That's our DH lockdown. So budget-wise, we're pretty healthy. You know, when you look at what we have here, Kennedy's going to leave. Danny Duffy, we need to get rid of that contract. That's my main focus. And then outside of that, we're good financially. Let's go make a trade. Let's get rid of Danny Duffy. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, this trade, you're probably thinking, whoa. Why are you trading for Tyler Chatwood? I get it. This is the thing. Chatwood's contract expires at the end of the year. I'm going to try to pick up two lefty relievers as well. Kyle Ryan, Brad Wick. We don't really need lefties because we have Tim Hill, but we're going to make it work. We're going to bring in Danny Duffy, Trevor Rosenhall. Or no, we're going to be trading away Danny Duffy, Trevor blows them all, and Grant and Gavin to make this deal happen. So for season one, this is more of like a, hey, let's test the waters and not make a lot of changes. A lot of contracts expire after this year, so there's going to be a lot of changes. And I feel like it's just best to, let's see how the offensive lineup does. Let's see if we have like any like glitchy pitchers that we can hold on to, and then really push season 2, season 3, season 4, because obviously Kansas City doesn't have the biggest budget to spend, but we're going to at least have a bulk of it to spend once the season's over with a lot of these contracts expiring. So let's get to the draft. Let's see what kind of prospects we have to work with as well. And then off season, let's really start to turn this team into a contender. So season 1, feel out season. I'll see you guys at the draft. Alrighty, draft day. Here we go. Let's take a look at what we have. And Okay. The first pick, I'm like, yeah, all right. And you're like, oh my God, you wasted a first pick on a closer. I'm letting you know that I had 3 blue chip closers. And then the rest were all like 2024 plus for MLB ETA. So this was like the most MLB ready one, and I'm glad we chose him. 74 overall, A potential. That's a good pick. That is a huge pick for us. I mean, that was the one we had to go to. Gregory Wooten, 68 overall, 79 potential. Probably a backup player, but still not bad. 78 potential for Chip Bullinger, 64 overall, 78 potential. Ryan Judd, 61 overall, 85 potential. Good power, but not much else. Johnny Gentry, 71 overall. Talk about a late pick. Ooh, okay. All right, 92 potential as well. 77 potential for Cristobal Hernandez, and 84 potential for Tommy Yang. You guys can see his stats there. He's not featuring in this rebuild, but Gentry, okay. Hackman, oh yeah. And then, I mean, these 2 guys could potentially be like platoon options for us. Overall, really happy with the draft. See you guys at the end of the year. So obviously, not a great season. We finished 64 and 98. Like, it wasn't a good year. So league leaders, I accidentally simmed a little bit too far. So you're not going to see like the MLB league leaders and things like that. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Awards though, we can go through. We had a gold glove. Whoop-de-doo-dah. Let's go take a look at MVP. Matt Olson. Okay. Kershaw was Cy Young then. And then Verlander for the AL. Moncada, which, guys, the amount of people who haven't caught on to the fact that I know how to say Yoan Moncada right. Come on. It's Jan Moncada. Like, just get on with it. That's just the way things are. Winkler, Roberto Osuna. We got Yoshi and Akiyama. Okay. You know, the standard stuff. So we didn't finish last. Fair enough. And then when we take a look at the rest of the standings and everything like that, you guys can kind of tell who did well, who did poorly, things like that. And let's take a look. Let's see how everybody did as a team, because I'm kind of interested to see if we had any good players. Ian Kennedy was moved from not a closing spot to more of a long relief role. Definitely doesn't suit him, but I'm not a guy that I'm looking for in the long term anyway, so I'm probably not going to keep him. Jesse Hahn. Kevin McCarthy, though. 40 innings pitched. Okay. That's not bad. That might be something we could work with. Kyle Ryan, a little high on the whip and the ERA, so we'll see if we keep him. Brad Wick, kind of the same situation. Greg Holland. Ooh, okay. Scott Barlow, the whip is high. That's what worries me about him. And then Tim Hill. So no one really did well in the bullpen at all. What about pitching? Brad Keller did well. Tyler Chatwood, not so much, but he's going to be gone after this year. Jacob Junis. Okay. Heath Fillmyer, Brad Keller. 2 names I can, be okay with. Keep them in the rotation. The rest, even in the bullpen, not really happy about what I was seeing there. So here we go. Yikes. Not great. Definitely not good. And then that's just the bench, not fantastic. Mondesi. I'm going to move him down in the lineup. I'm going to see if that helps him out a little bit, because like those aren't good stats at all, especially for a leadoff hitter. Alex Gordon, not terrible. Definitely not terrible for what you'd see from Alex Gordon. Witt. Oh boy, Witt. Huh. Soler did well. Like that's great. We have one good hitter. Hunter Dozier did all right. Ryan O'Hearn did all right. Michael Franco, 20 home runs isn't bad, but the OPS is a little low. Salvador Perez did just pretty unhappy with how everybody did in this team. That's probably one of the worst performing seasons I've ever seen. Ever. What? How? Like, I was speechless. I know you guys saw it. The Dodgers defeat the Yankees. That's cool. Whatever. I just, How? But let's just, I guess, kind of go forward and see what happens. Nobody's getting brought back. We're going to move forward. We're spending money. 100% we're spending money. Probably, maybe Holden Caps gets added. Arbitration. Do I bring back Mike Montgomery? Maybe we take Mike Montgomery and move him into the spot Jesse Hahn was in, the long relief spot. That might work a little bit better. And then maybe bring back McCarthy. I'm not going to bring back Hahn. And then I'll bring back Yeah, Montgomery and Hahn. Those are the two ones that aren't getting brought back. Contracts. Who we going with here? I guess we'll bring back everybody for the most part. Yeah, I think we're going to bring back everybody there. Maybe not that deep potential guy that you guys briefly saw. This is where the money's going to be spent. But looking at it, Jonathan VR might actually be kind of nice. That might be a guy that I could like be cool with signing, because that'd be a huge pickup for us. Maybe a Jock Peterson as well. I'm spending some money. I'm going to be smart about it though. I'm not going to just like spend the bank on 2 players. So let's see what we can do. I'll see you guys next season. Season 2, we're going to start with the trade with the Colorado Rockies going for German Marquez, a pitcher that just does really well, got a really friendly contract, and at the same time, easy to trade for. Jake Junis and Eric Skoglund are going to make way for the Rocky, and that's probably going to be the one move I make, because I actually kind of like the looks of the roster now after, you know, a couple changes here and there. So let's go through the roster history just to kind of see who we got. So Eduardo Ramos was picked up by Rule 5, and then you guys can see some of these names here. Not many are worthy of like keeping track of. Chadwick Tromp though was a free agent, decided to pick him up, and then the rest really were just players that were available. You know, Billy Gunter is kind of another one, and then Dylan Bundy, he's going to be at like our 5th or our 4th in the rotation. We've got Jonathan VR was the big name that we picked up. Anthony DeSclafani to help with that rotation as well. And then I think that might be it. The rest are just players that I re-signed. So here we go. Here's what the team looks like. It's better. Keller, Marquez, DeSclafani, you know, Philmeyer, Bundy. I felt pretty comfortable with Keller and Philmeyer last year in the rotation anyways. Mike Montgomery's going to move to the bullpen. And then we're going to have Ryan McCarthy, Tim Hill, Brad Wick, Scott Barlow, and then Ramos. So I feel like we really need a closer, but then, you know, we have Randall Hackman, who we drafted last year, who I definitely am going to put into the bullpen next season. And then probably could use an upgrade at bullpen, but I'm thinking about it. What could we really do? And then when you look at the team, VR is now our leadoff hitter. We have Merrifield, Soler, O'Hearn, Dozier, Mondesi, Franco. Veloria is going to split time with Perez. Perez is really only good against lefties, and his stats really aren't that great. And then Brett Phillips. So if I'm going to change the team for the future, maybe a first baseman. That might be the move I go. First base, maybe like left field, because we have center field locked up now. I was thinking for a sec. We had center field locked up now. Left field is there. You know, kind of like the area we could use. We'll see how Veloria does. If he does well, we'll give him the spot at catcher. And then I think bullpen is really an area that we could use some help on, because like the team looks decent. I think we're ranked 15th when I saw it. Let's take a look here. 20th now. Never mind. We aren't 15th. But let's just see how it plays out. Again, I didn't spend a lot of money. We're still around $1 million. And then Perez becomes a free agent this year. That's $10 million we're gonna earn. Soler, I want to bring back. His bat is just too valuable. And then a couple other guys become free agents. And I feel like Franco's an okay DH hitter, but like he's not really like a pure DH. We can move Soler to DH and then get a new right fielder. That might be the move for the future. So here we go. Let's figure this out. We'll leave it here. Let's leave it here. Let's see how season 2 plays out. So September is about to end, and not a playoff team, but 78 and 84. Definitely improvement. Like we're going in the right direction. I just feel like some things might be holding us back. So you can see the ERA is really high. That was one of the things that I assumed was not going to do too well. And looking around the league, you guys can see who's doing well, who's doing poorly, and things like that. So let's take a look at league leaders. Mondesi with the most triples. And I'm kind of looking around the league, trying to see who's at the top of these charts. I'm seeing some names that could help us out, and I might be in the market this offseason to really make some trades, see if we can get rid of some of these guys that I don't think are going to make it into the team or be part of the rebuild. So let's take a look at awards. No awards this year. Cole and Arenado MVP, so that means Cole's going to win Cy Young along with Max Scherzer, Jordan, and Arenado. Reliever of the year, Scott Alexander and Aroldis Chapman. And the rookie of the year was Cody Hose and Dylan Files. So, okay. Looking at our rotation, let's take a look and see how everybody did. Mike Montgomery is gone. Like, he's not coming back. A 9 ERA and a 1.9 whip. Kyle Ryan got back on track. The potential went up as well. That's good to see. I like to see that. McCarthy, not as good as he was last year. Tim Hill, improvements. Like to see that. Brad Wick, about the same, so I'm not going to bring him back. Scott Barlow got back on track. And then Odubert Ramos as our closer was actually really, really good. So that's good to see. Herman Marquez, the ERA is a little high, but the whip is in a good spot. Brad Keller's doing really well. Desclafani was good. That's what I wanted from him. Just like a mid-3 ERA, a pretty good whip. Give us good innings. Heath Philmeyer, not as good as he was last year. He might be a trade piece next season. And then same with Dylan Bundy. So we do have a couple players like Chris Bubich, Connor Green, Jorge Lopez, Braden Shipley. I think he's got A potential, but he is 29. So I might end up trading him. And then we obviously have Johnny Gentry, who we drafted along with Daniel Lynch. And then Brady Singer, we're already in the farm system. So we have some names. Randall Hackman, the potential went down. Really? How come? But pretty happy with the team. Maybe Hackman's not ready until season 4, which would be a disappointment, but we'll see. Salvador Perez obviously didn't play in as many games, and that's gonna hurt him. But like, even when given the chance, he's not putting up good numbers, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna let him go. Nikki Lopez, okay numbers. Bubba Starling, not terrible numbers, a lot better than what he did last year. Kelvin Gutierrez was pretty bad in 9 games, and then that's that. So VR, our leadoff hitter, the home runs went up, RBIs, and he's been the leadoff hitter the whole time. So we'll see how that goes. Whit Merrifield, a little bit better, but maybe we just trade him while we have him, while he has some value, and get someone in return for him. Soler, we got to bring him back. Ryan O'Hearn, ooh, those are good numbers. That's our first base spot locked up for sure. Hunter Dozier, good numbers. Mondesi, it's like almost identical to what he did last year. 38 stolen bases is great. We just got to get that OPS on base percentage up. Michael Franco, I'm going to let walk. Mabers Valoria is our starting catcher going forward. What are his attributes? Oh, yeah, he's our starting catcher. We got that locked up. Brett Phillips, about the same than what he did last year. So probably going to be looking for a better hitting left fielder, a new DH, and then possibly trading Whit Merrifield. I don't think we have anybody in the farm system that could take over right away. Bobby Witt's not there just yet. That would really be the only one that I could have thought of. What about this guy? Can he come play the outfield for us? He might. He could potentially do that. MJ Melendez, our backup catcher, maybe in the future. But okay. All right, we're not too far off of potentially getting a good team. So White Sox defeat the Dodgers. Okay, and what are we gonna do this offseason? The main area is that pitching staff. That pitching staff is really holding us back. Soler, exclusive negotiation. Let's give him like that. He's going to want money like crazy. He's going to be the star technically. He kind of is. We'll bump it up a little bit. Almost $10 million a year. I'm going to bring him back. $2 million's nothing. I'm going to let Salvi walk. I'm going to let Franco go. Brad Wick, I'm going to decline. Montgomery's going to go. Dylan Bundy, I'm going to decline as well. So really just Soler. That's about it. So keep moving forward. Let's see what we can do with this team. 40-man. We're going to offer, make sure everybody's on that 40-man. Arbitration. Not Bundy, because I declined the option. I'm not going to keep him on the team. Did I accept the option? I thought I declined it. Did I accept it? Maybe I declined it and they still get arbitration anyways. Did I accept it on accident? Maybe I did. I'm going to let them go anyways. I'm not going to give it to him. Same with McCarthy. So I'm going to give it to the top 6. Maybe I accidentally accepted it. Whatever. And then I'm going to offer everybody a contract there. So we're going to need a 5. Heath Philmeyer going to be traded. And then a couple bullpen arms along with not a starting catcher, but a better hitting outfielder and a DH. How are we going to make that happen? So better hitting left fielder. Eddie Rosario's available. Ooh. Eddie Rosario didn't do great. What about Kyle Schwarber? Why has he got A potential all of a sudden? Would Schwarber be that DH that we could do? Michael Conforto? There's options for the outfield for sure. And then DH, which, we could make O'Hearn or Dozier a DH and then bring in some of these guys for like a third base option. All right, so we have options. I'll see you guys for the third season. We're about to start season 3. I'm going to add some arms to the bullpen because I couldn't sign anybody in free agency. I just got super unlucky. Pagan and Andres Munoz from the Padres are going to be joining our bullpen for Bubba Starling and 2 pitchers in Connor Green and Braden Shipley. So that's going to be the deal. So let's get this lineup set up. So let's take a look at our offseason. Not too much changed. A couple players. Eduardo Rodriguez on a pretty big contract, but I thought it was worth it. We needed a lefty in the starting rotation. Helps out with that rotation as well. Michael Wacha was a 2-year club option deal. We'll see how he does. Hopefully he does well. He was just assigned for the minor leagues, and then Kyle Schwarber, DH/outfielder for us. That was something I was looking for. Obviously, that was something that I was looking for. Obviously, we just brought in Pagan and Munoz. Dylan Carlson was available in the Rule 5 draft. I thought that was too good not to pass up. And then Julio Herman, Hugh Smith, and Kevin Gowdy, I just signed them to fill up the AA pitching staff. So budget-wise, we're still at 1.24, which I think is a really good spot to be at. And then you guys can kind of see our contracts are good. Like, no one's hitting free agency. We're good. Really, the only thing that would cause us to like get into some trouble is if, you know, we just need to make a trade and we can't really afford to make another trade. But we're financially set. Contracts for players that I want to keep are for a few years. No big names hitting free agency. And like I said, I want to trade Heath Fillmyer. I want to get a better starting pitcher. Could I use any of the guys that we have? Or maybe we just stick it out, let Fillmyer go after this year. What has he got on his contract? His arbitration, so we could let him walk and then sneak in one of these guys that we have here. I'm thinking that guy we drafted, Johnny Gentry, might be the man for the job. Hackman will come up next year for whoever doesn't do well in the bullpen. And then that's our starting rotation for this season and that season realistically. And the only guy I'm unsure about is Whit Merrifield. He got better than what he did for season 1 in this rebuild. So I'm thinking maybe he continues that trend. But look at this team. We've really turned it around with not a lot of like crazy big name signings or anything like that. And it looks really good. I think this addition of Dylan Carlson is going to be kind of sneaky good. And then you look at our bench. This is what we're rocking. This is the team. I like it. We could potentially see Bobby Witt next season. You know, a couple other guys. This guy looks kind of decent as well. We might end up using him as a backup outfielder or something like that. But for the most part, I really like this team. I think this is one of those teams that's going to be sneaky good and might actually work out really well for us. We're ranked 9th. So maybe we've just turned this team around really, really quickly. So let's get through this year. Let's see how it goes. And I'll see you guys at the end of season 3. So I normally don't take in-season trades. I do look at the ones that the CPU offer me, and I kind of look around to see if I would do them or not. But this one is just too good to pass up. Corey Seager, and I don't know who this Clarence Luther guy is. 73 overall. It doesn't look bad. But Corey Seager for Adalberto Mondesi. And I was like, well, let's take a look and see what Mondesi's doing. He's not having a good year again. I'm taking this deal 100%. I know the contract is massive, but it's this year and next year, so it gives us a shortstop for the rest of the rebuild. This is too good to pass up. This is the deal. That's our shortstop for season 3 and season 4 locked up. So this season, season 3, we finished 88 and 74. We're a wild card team, and that trade of Seager at the end of the year snuck us in there. We're gonna have to do a lot to beat the White Sox, but we're improving, and that's what I wanted to see. We're at least making strides to get into the postseason, and you can see we had the number 1 spot in the wild card. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction. It looks like Soler went off. Witt had a good season. We might be going forward now. We might be making like some really good strides in the right direction. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some of our players up there for league leaders, which is great. Home runs, Soler once again taking over there, and RBIs I saw. So that's good to see. Wins. I only see Marquez there. So maybe that might be an area where we need to improve the team, the starting rotation. Pagan's up there for saves. Like to see that. And awards wise, MVP for Soler. There we go. That's our first MVP in quite some time. Gotta like to see that. Chris Bryant's on the Dodgers. Oh man, that team's got to be nuts. Man, that first baseman looks insane. Unbelievable. And then Mackenzie Gore was Rookie of the Year for the NL. That first baseman looks unreal. So let's take a look. Let's see how the pitching staff did. Michael Wacha, not fantastic with the whip. That's a little too high. Scott Barlow. The ERA is up, but the whip is about the same as last year. Andres Munoz. Ooh. Not what you want to see for someone who you just traded for. Tim Hill, the whip's a little high, but it's workable. You know, Kyle Ryan, kind of the same thing. The whip's a little high. And then Ramos, yikes. But Pagan was really good. So a couple of questions that I have for the bullpen. I'm definitely bringing up Hackman next year, 100%. And then I think Gentry is definitely going to be our 5 starter next year. I mean, we do have a plethora of really good options. Maybe we trade one of them for something really good. So let's take a look at Marquez. Marquez had a great year. Fantastic. Rodriguez, the whip's low, so I'm fine with that. Like, I can work with that. Brad Keller struggled a bit. Definitely struggled a bit. Heath Fillmeyer struggled a little bit as well. And so did Desclafani. So maybe we're in the market for 2 pitchers, letting Desclafani and Heath Meyer leave. Gentry's definitely going to be one of them. But I don't know if these guys have the per 9s to make it in the bigs just yet. Bobby Witt might be a backup next year. We do have quite a few 70s in our AAA system, but let's take a look. Nicky Lopez looks like he's had one of his best seasons since he's joined the bigs. Chadwick only had 3 at bats. Gregory Wooten I called up just because we had an extra bench bat available. Brett Phillips played a very minimal amount of games, and MJ Melendez very minimal amount of appearances as well. Witt, thank you. This is what I've been asking for. High on-base percentage, high average. I'm not looking for a lot of home runs or anything like that. I'm just looking for good numbers, and that's what he gave us. Corey Seager, yes, great pickup for us. Gotta love it. Jorge Soler, MVP for a reason. Crazy home run numbers and RBI numbers. Kyle Schwarber, more home runs, more RBIs. The average did dip, so did the on-base percentage, but 40 home runs, you can't overlook that. Like, even if the OPS is a little bit under 800, he still put up close to 40 home runs. Dozier, good season. He may not be putting up crazy amount of home run numbers, but he's getting the job done. Ryan O'Hearn is still putting up great numbers. This was a player I was looking to get rid of and possibly replace, but he's putting up really good numbers. Maybers Valoria, he may not have hit a lot of home runs, but the doubles went up and the on-base percentage went down a little bit. OPS went down too. But I can still work with that. It's a catcher. I'm not expecting crazy home run numbers or anything like that. And Dylan Carlson, it looks like he's kind of found that spot in the outfield for us. So realistically, where do we try to improve this team offensively? I don't think we do. Oh, I didn't even look at Jonathan Villar's numbers. What did he do? Not bad, not bad. You know, 25 stolen bases. Yeah, okay, it's a little... That's good. Home runs are good. RBIs. The OPS is under 800, but definitely something we can work with. Offensively, like I said, I don't think we need to change too much offensively. I think it's the pitching that's holding us back. So let's see how we do in this wild card game. Because I feel like if we if we can improve that pitching that's been, I guess, lacking, then I think we're fine. So here we go. Marquez is going to take the mound for us against the Red Sox. They have Cesar Hernandez, Max Muncy. Okay, LeMahieu. That's a good team. That's a good team right there. So they're up 1-0, but we're in a really good spot. Can he put the sac fly in? There we go. Tie ball game. That's all we needed, and we're back even. So, I mean, they have a good offensive team. And going against Chris Sale, we might struggle a little bit for sure. It is a 3-1 game. Ooh, Marquez, 4-1. Come on, man. Offense is a little quiet as well. Just when I was praising our offensive lineup, it's looking like we've stalled a bit. I'm going to take out Marquez. We're in the 7th. Let's go. Ramos. He goes 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. You know what? I think it's just really coming down to Chris Sale was just a better pitcher today. You know, when it comes, we've only had 3 hits. Like, that's not good enough. Okay, we get a single. Soler, Schwarber, home run here, changes the game. Dozier, a sac fly, brings in 1. We're down 1. Dylan Carlson, can he do it? We came back, though. We came back. We put in a fight. We've got 1 more season to do it. Can we do it, though? That's the thing. The Red Sox defeat the Padres. It really comes down to just the pitching. I think that's really what's holding us back. So let's see what we can do with the pitching. No exclusive negotiations. Like I said, we have everybody locked up to long-term deals. So, yeah. You know what? I'm feeling good with the team we've assembled. Jonathan Villar declined his contract option. Okay. Okay, so maybe we need a new center fielder as well. What exclusive negotiation? Oh, okay. Why did these not pop up the first time? That's weird. Michael Walk, I'm going to decline. I think we can find someone a little bit better. I'm going to decline Desclafani as well. I'm going to see if I can get VR. If I can, that'd be great. If not, whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. He does want a little bit more money, but let's see if we can keep him. Did he sign the contract? He did not. I might look for a new center fielder. Let's take a look and see what's available. Ketel Marte, Buxton. Okay. Kiermaier was there. Could we move Carlson to center field? Because I'm looking at some of these other options, like Brandon Nimmo hasn't played a lot recently. Okay, maybe not Brandon Nimmo. Mitch is available. Aaron Judge had a quiet year last year, but I'm thinking maybe we save that $14 million and use it somewhere else. You know, Andrew Benintendi is a good option. So I think that might be the move. Maybe we just say VR can leave and bring in somebody else. Arbitration wise, I think everybody. Definitely everybody, not Phil Meyer. So we need 2 starters. Who we have 1 in our farm system, and then we just signed someone on the lower end to be that 5th or 4th starter. We're looking good. Contracts are looking good as well. Yes, team is assembling really well, and I'm liking what we've done with this team. It's not a crazy good team in terms of overalls. We don't have, you know, Trout and 99 here, 99 there. But it's a team that's actually doing really well. But the pitching, so I want to make some trades next season. See you guys for the final season. All right, I'm about to start the final season. I'm looking for a center fielder for just 1 year, and that's it. Because I felt like when you look at what we have in center field, we've got Wooten, Isbell, Heath, Carlisle, which was a guy I signed in free agency for, I think it was season 1. Then we have Pena, Gigliotti. We have like way too many center fielders. I think there's like 12 in total. We're going to trade Chance Adams, Bobby Carlisle, and that guy we got from the Dodgers who, I'm not gonna lie, looks really good, but Hunter Dozier's been on fire, and like he's the guy that gets the deal done. That's really what it comes down to, unless I can trade somebody else to get the deal done, which does maybe Nick Prado, but this is the last season, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go for Shogo Akiyama. Good lefty bat, gonna help us out. Yeah, the average wasn't good last year, but when you look at his other 2 seasons, you know, the averages have been kind of all over the place. I'm just looking for a guy that's going to help us out in center field, and hopefully this is it. Shogo Akiyama, 1 year, and let's take a look at the team now once I get it all set up. All right, I'm going to acquire Alex Claudio, a lefty for both of our lefties, which, again, you're probably like, why would you do that? Well, I'm going to call up Hackman. He's going to be our new lefty in the bullpen. And then I think this is the last move I wanted to make. We'll take a look at the pitching rotation and get an idea of what everything is looking like. So Pagan is definitely going to be the setup or the closer for us. He was really good last year, and there's no reason to change that. Ramos is where I'm a little bit unsure, because you can see the ERA, the whip's kind of high, but I'm looking at who else I could trust to be that guy. Maybe we give it to Hackman, maybe we get to Barlow, and then Faria we picked up in the Rule 5 to be kind of a long reliever for us. And then I'm giving the young guys a shot, Gentry and Singer. We got Keller, who he's been good. Last year he did struggle, but I still have faith in it. Rodriguez and Marquez. And then when you look at the lineup, Merrifield, Akiyama, Soler, O'Hearn, Dozier, Seager, Schwarber, Carlson, and Valoria. Our bench is very lefty heavy, but I mean, really the only other guy I would bring up is maybe Gunter, which I guess I could have done that. Instead of Judd, Gunter would have been a good option, but we'll rock with it. I'm more worried about this part right here, the lineup. It looks really good. I have faith in it, and I think we're gonna be really solid. Yeah, I mean, that's a good team. I think that's a very underrated team. We're ranked 9th, and it kind of shows. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't make the postseason once again with this team. We're well within budget. I like it. Yes, I could go out and make a trade with a lot of our A potential players, but like this is one of those rebuilds where we try something different, see how it works, and if it doesn't work, kind of let me down, because every single time I build a crazy stacked team, it doesn't do well. So I wanted to try a different approach, see if we could kind of take that Brewers rebuild approach where we have a team that's kind of like the 10th area in rankings, and see if we could win a lot of games. Because I look at this team, I go, this is a strong team. We got prospects involved. We got players that we normally wouldn't get involved. Akiyama, Seager, I rarely ever get. Schwarber, Carlson. Like, these are some different names in here for sure. So let's test it out. I'll see you guys for the final season and see if we made the postseason. So we're at 90 wins, and we should make the postseason once again. As a wildcard team is what I expected. taking on the Red Sox again. So standing wise, we weren't as far back from the White Sox as I thought. You know, I thought they were going to have a 100-win season or two, but we're right there. We're 6th. We're a really balanced team. Everything is looking pretty good. The ERA dropped. What we were sitting in like the 4.5s last year and the year before. Average is still around 260. Definitely think we need to pick that up if we want to be more competitive throughout the league. Because when you look at the other teams, maybe not the Cubs, but you know, most teams are sitting closer to 260. So another thing I didn't really talk about was budget this year, which if you look at it, Seager becomes a free agent. Marquez, Dozier, Merrifield, you know, some of these players you could definitely let walk and could get replacements for them. You know, like Witt definitely could get one. Marquez, you could bring him back for a couple seasons. Same with Seager. Again, you'd probably still be around the same budget mark. And then you could let Akiyama go. He'd save you some money too. So for the most part, it's pretty safe with the team. Let's take a look and see how everything is looking. So Faria, really good year. Really happy that we picked him up for the long relief spot. He did well. Edwin Ramos back to, you know, a low ERA. The whip's still around 1.4, but at least the ERA did drop. Hackman, the whip's high. The whip's high. The ERA's in a good spot, but the whip is a little high. But for the most part, for a rookie season, that's solid to see. Claudio was a great lefty for us. Munoz, again, the whip is high, the ERA is low. So yes, it's kind of a good and bad mix. And then Scott Barlow, fantastic in that setup role. And Pagan did struggle a little bit. The ERA is a little high. Obviously, he's a saver. He's a closer. So, you know, if he allows a couple runs here and there, the ERA is going to be a little bit higher. But the whip is in a really good spot, though. So I like that. Let's take a look at our pitchers. Marquez, great year. Solid from Rodriguez. Solid from Keller. Gentry, the ERA is high, but the whip's in a good spot. So I definitely am good with that. He's 24. He's only going to get better. He's up to 87. Let's look at his attributes. Those are nice. He's going to be a really good pitcher. And then the whip's a little high for Singer, but again, 26. He's still going to develop. So I'm pretty happy with what our pitchers were able to do. We obviously have more young guys down here as well who can hop into the squad and make that losing a Marquez or someone like that easy. So you could let Marquez walk if you really wanted to. Nikki Lopez, probably his best season, which good to see. Prado, not bad. Not great for Judd, but he had what, 9 appearances, or 9 at-bats. Brett Phillips had his best season in limited appearances, and MJ Melendez is getting better, but we don't really need him since we have Valoria as our starting catcher. Merrifield just didn't really do it in this rebuild, which is disappointing. You got Akiyama, good season. The average may not be great, but the on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS are really, really good. So I like to see that. Almost 30 home runs. Soler, great numbers from him. I'm assuming that's another MVP season. We didn't even look at league leaders or awards. We're going to have to take a look at that. O'Hearn fell off a little bit this year. Dozier's still putting up very, very good numbers. You got Seager, who put up a really good season, 300 average for sure. Schwarber, the OPS is low, the on-base average, but he's hitting 30 home runs, so it's kind of like give and take there. Dylan Carlson, I think he just needs more time to develop. 24 years old, he's still pretty young. And you got Maybers Valoria, who's still putting up similar numbers, close to teens home runs, good amount of RBIs, and he'll improve as well because he's what, 26? Yeah, he'll definitely get better. And then you have a couple young guys down here who are just waiting to get in the majors. So even if you were to lose somebody like Seager, you could just plop Bobby Witt Jr. in there and you'll be just fine. So let's take a look at the MVPs and whatnot. League leaders, Soler for home runs. That was it. So I'm not even going to go through the rest. But Rookie of the Year, Brady Singer, and a Gold Glove. So Franmil Reyes was the one who won MVP. Vlad Jr. won MVP for the Nationals. Really? Okay, interesting. And then Brady Singer, we got a Rookie of the Year, though. So that's good to see. All comes down to this against the Boston Red Sox. Nope, I don't want to play the full game. As much as I bet you guys would like me to do that, I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to play the full game today. And here we go. The away team, I'm going to let Marquez take the mound for us once again. And we're taking on Sevy on the Red Sox. I feel like a lot of times, man, this team got better. They added Franmil, man. Only 1 run scored, but I feel like a lot of times Yankee players end up on the Red Sox. I don't really understand that, but okay, it happens. I'm talking about in franchise. I don't mean in like real life. I'm talking about purely in franchise. I feel like a lot of times I see like Glaber or Severino or someone like that join the Red Sox. We're losing. Schwarber comes back and ties it up for us, which is big. And then Fran Mill, the MVP, takes it away from us just like that. And Seager, I need you here. Strikes out. I'm going to take out Marquez. Couple lefties coming up. Let's go to Claudio. Double play gets us out of it. All right, here we go. Let's get something out of this. Couple righties. Let's play the matchups. There's no point not to play the matchups here. And that might be the nail in the coffin. That definitely might be it. I mean, our offense is just kind of stalled. We're not really putting anything up. And then it comes down to this. Brandon Workman's on the mound. They're going to bring in Darwinzon. We get a walk, a pop-up, a walk again. Carlson pops it up. And then Valoria. Let's pinch hit. No, let's not pinch hit. Let's go Valoria. Can he do it? He can't. Man, we had such a good team. Like, I actually like this team. This is one of those teams where, yeah, it may not be the highest rated, but it kind of was. We're sixth in baseball, and it's one of those teams that it was different. And a lot of you guys have been saying, can you try different players? Can you try this player? Can you try that player? Can you involve more prospects? Can you just change it up from like spending a lot of money and just going for like high rated players? So I tried to do that with this Royals rebuild, try to take a different approach to it, and I hope you did enjoy it. We tried out new players. Akiyama, I don't think we've ever had him besides the Reds rebuild. Tried out all the Royals players. We brought in Seager, Schwarber, Carlson. The pitchers were different. We brought in a lot of prospects, so I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comment section if you guys create rosters, if you guys want to create a roster just for a video. Like I said, I'm going to start looking through the roster vault, trying to see if we can find some rosters that we could use for videos. So if you do create one, put one in the comment section. I'll look it up, and if I use it for a video, I'll definitely shout you out. So that's about it, guys. 2 videos are on screen now. If you haven't seen either of them, go and give them a watch, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.